Hello, wonderful beings. Welcome to Wheel of Wisdom, a place where the right message reaches you. My name is Anisha, and I help people in improving their relationship with themselves and their life. So, this is a little bit about me. And before we begin, I would love to know about you guys, like which part of the world you're joining us from, or what is the time there. So, until you guys share that in the comments, let me give you guys an overview of what we do here, okay? So, we usually start these lives with a meditation that is around 20 to 30 minutes, and that meditation is based upon the quote that you see on Insight Timer's homepage. So we soak in the wisdom from that quote and feed it to our subconscious mind. And once we're feeling more centered, more, calm, we move on to phase two of this life where we spin the wheel of wisdom and we let the universe, we just open ourselves for the universe to choose a book for us randomly from that wheel of wisdom. And once we have a book, we play a game together where I ask you guys to pick a number and we do intuitive readings for that number. So, yeah, we do like three readings in each live and we talk about it, we do some discussion and yeah, stuff like that. So, I will share more details when we get to each part. But for right now, I would love to know that are you guys ready for today's meditation? Are you guys settled in a place where you would like to meditate? If so, if you feel ready, you can type ready in the comments so that we can begin with today's meditation. And until you guys do that, let me also quickly drop in a message in the comments for those who will join us during the meditation so they know what is going on. Hi, Chrissy. Okay, wonderful. Chrissy is ready for the meditation. Thank you, Chrissy, for letting me know. So, just a second. Hi, Charmaine. Welcome. And Charmaine is ready as well. Thank you, dear Charmaine, for letting me know that. So, yeah, done. Okay. So maybe a sip of water and then we can begin. Begin by coming into a comfortable position. You can choose to sit, stand, or lie down. Whatever your body needs right now. As you begin to settle in, allow yourself to take a deep breath in through your nose, and on your exhale, gently close your eyes or lower your gaze. Arrive within, becoming aware of the surface beneath you, noticing where your body is making contact with the ground beneath you. Let yourself be supported in this manner, allowing the muscles in your body to relax, softening your forehead, unclenching your jaw, loosening your shoulders, letting your arms and legs to become heavy, allowing your mind to settle on your breath, noticing the air flowing in and out. Feel your mind settling with each breath, becoming more and more peaceful. As you find yourself physically and mentally relaxed, allow yourself to drift deeper and deeper until you reach the door to your subconscious mind. Today, we are going to reprogram our subconscious mind using the wisdom from a timeless quote. The quote is: in trying to please all, he had pleased none. This quote is by Aesop. again in trying to please all. He had pleased none. So there are times when we try to be everything for everyone. We adjust our words, soften our opinions, overextend our energy, and say yes when we want to say no, all in the hope of being liked, accepted, or to avoid conflict. At first, this can feel like harmony, but over time, it often leads to exhaustion, resentment, and a disconnection from ourselves. This quote reminds us that when we try to please everyone, we lose clarity. We stretch ourselves in too many directions, and in the process, no one, including ourselves, truly feels satisfied. In the long term. And the invitation here is not to become selfish, but to become clear, grounded, and authentic, so that our choices comes from alignment rather than fear. So take a moment now to think about a situation from your life where you have been trying to keep the other person or the other people happy, even if it cost you your well being. It can be in any area of your life, like work, family, friends. So, any place, any area where you are trying to happy, even if it cost you. And once you think of that situation, notice what do you feel in your body when you think about it. Is there any tension, pressure, or even pain? And now take a moment to ask yourself, what do I want or need in this situation? And now ask yourself that what can be one small way in which I can honor my needs in this situation. And now promise yourself that you're going to take that step for meeting your own needs in this situation. Wonderful. Now I am going to share certain affirmations with you to help you on this journey. I will repeat each affirmation 3 times. For the first 2 times, simply allow the words to land into your subconscious. And on the third time, if you feel called, allow yourself to repeat the affirmations either out loud or silently in your mind. So let's begin. You can release the need to please everyone. You are releasing the need to please everyone. I release the need to please everyone. You can let go of this habit of taking responsibility of other people's reactions. You let go of the habit of taking responsibility for other people's reaction. I am letting go of my habit of taking responsibility for other people's reactions. You are letting go of the constant approval seeking. You can let go of constant approval seeking. I am choosing to let go of constant approval seeking. You are choosing to listen to what you truly feel and need. You are learning to listen to what you truly need and feel. I listen to what I truly feel and need. You are allowed to choose what feels right for you. You are allowed to choose what feels right for you. I am allowed to choose what feels right for me. You can make decisions with clarity and confidence. You can make decisions with clarity and confidence. I make decisions with clarity and confidence. You respect your limits. You respect your limits. I respect my limits. You are allowed to say no without any guilt. You are allowed to say no guilt free. I am allowed to say no without any guilt. You feel safe being honest. You feel safe in being honest. feel safe in being honest. You remain steady even when others disagree. You remain steady when others disagree. I remain steady even when others disagree. You choose honesty over approval. You choose honesty over approval. I choose honesty over approval. You act from alignment. You act in alignment. I act in alignment with my values. You can trust yourself in your choices. You can trust yourself in the choices you make. I trust myself in my choices. You did great. And now that you have planted these seeds of wisdom in your subconscious mind, allow yourself to return back to your body. From this point on, if you need more rest, you can allow yourself to drift into a peaceful sleep. And if you feel ready to meet the day ahead of you, carrying the wisdom of honoring yourself, then you can start by wiggling your toes and your fingers, waking up your body, and in your own time, gently open your eyes. Welcome back. So, I see that some new people have joined us while we were meditating. So, a warm welcome to you all. Welcome to Wheel of Wisdom, a place where the right message finds you. So, those of you who joined late, who missed the meditation, and who would like to, you know, rewatch the meditation, I will share it towards the end of the live as to where you can find it. But for now, who did meditated with us, I would love to know your experience of today's meditation or perhaps your favorite affirmation. So if you guys feel called, you can share that in the comments. And if not, then that's perfectly all right. So now what I'm going to do is I will read the comments and then we will move on to phase 2 of this live where we will spin the wheel of wisdom and let the universe choose a book for us so that we can receive the message that we need to hear most today. Okay? So let's see. Hi Priscilla, it's so nice to have you here again. We all missed you. So yeah, Priscilla says, so glad I caught you, Anisha. So am I. So am I, dear. Welcome Ranjit. Jai Hind. And let's see. Hi Matt. I'm not sure if you are still here or not because I cannot see like the bobblehead here, like the bubble head. But yeah, welcome. Thank you for this infinite love and peace. And I appreciate you taking the time to spend some time here and send your beautiful vibes, here in the space with your presence. Good evening, Prabhat. Good evening. And yeah, Kathleen mentioned that she was facing some audio issues. So, like, did you guys also faced it, or was it from Kathleen's end, perhaps? So yeah, did you guys notice any issues? And is it all right now? Like, are the audio issues sorted right now? Is my audio clear for you right now? So yeah, let me know if my audio is clear for you. Then only I will continue. Okay. And until then, let me show you guys the wheel of wisdom. Am I audible to you guys? Can someone confirm, you know? Okay, thank you, Sarah, and welcome back. Okay, audio good now. Okay, so in the meditation it got distorted. Okay, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, but in the recording it would be all right, I think. So yeah, you guys can, if the meditation was disrupted because of the issues, you guys can catch the meditation in the recording. So yeah, thank you, Sarah, for letting me know. It's very interesting. Like so earlier I saw 44, 44, like 44 people joined and 44 gratitude, and now I'm seeing 48, 48. So a lot of double number coming up. Okay, so guys, now take a moment to ask yourself that what do I need guidance on, and see if something specific emerges for you. If it does, hold that in your awareness, or you can just hold this beautiful wish that may everyone who is listening receives the message that is for their highest good. So, holding either of those things in your mind as we spin the wheel. This wheel contains 51 transformational books for those who are new that I've read in the past 10 years. So, let's see which book came up. Okay, so the book is The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. Okay. So let's see what wants to come through this beautiful book, which is The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. Okay, so um Sarah says audio issues now. Your audio is glitching again too. Okay. Thank you guys for letting me know. I'm not sure if I should use my mobile data. Like, would it survive? Would my laptop be able to? Uh, let's see. Okay, I will open that option in case. Mm, it is glitching. Let's see. Okay, is it better now? Is my audio better now? Audio okay. Okay, thank you, Sarah, for letting me. Like, it is okay-ish. Okay, so let's see. Yeah. So yeah, so since the audio is okay, so about the book that came up, which is The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. The thing is, I do not have the original book because, as I mentioned, I've read these over the last 10 years and I didn't plan on doing this. But I have my notes from these books. So, as I was reading these books, I made notes of the insightful paragraphs or the transformative exercises from these books. Okay. Um, Kathleen says it's really clear and then just occasionally gets recreated. Good now. Thank you, Kathleen. Perhaps I might have turned on like some um like this noise suppression in the background, so it might had. Now I've turned that off, so I'm hoping that that cutting off or reverberation would not be there. Let's see if it happens again. Let me know, okay? And then it might be the Wi-Fi because yeah, other than that, I don't think there is any other reason. Okay, so yeah, so thank you, Kathleen. So what I'm going to do now is that since I do not have the book, so we are not going to play the game of choosing numbers with this one, maybe the next one. But I'm going to open like these notes, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to close my eyes, scroll through them until I feel like this is a section I need to stop. This is a section that everyone here needs to hear from. So, so the author says to realize your desire and overcome your frustration, affirm boldly several times a day. And now here's the affirmation: the infinite intelligence which gave me this desire leads, guides, and reveals to me the perfect plan for the unfolding of my desire. I know the deeper wisdom of my subconscious is now responding, and what I feel and claim within is expressed in the without. There is a balance, equilibrium, and equanimity. So, this is the affirmation that the author gave us to realize our desires. I especially like the first line, which was the infinite intelligence which gave me this desire leads, guides, and reveals to me the perfect plan for the unfolding of my desire. So, if you have some desire that has been on the back of the mind or you are actively working, then you can repeat this, especially if you don't really know how you can make that desire your reality. So, you can repeat this perhaps. So, the author says like several times a day, but at least you can repeat it when you wake up in the morning and when you go to sleep, because that's when your subconscious mind is most receptive, and see how that desire comes true for you. So that was the message that wanted to come through for all of you or for some of you in the space. Let me know if it resonated with anyone, if something came up for anyone when I said that. So yeah, you can share that. And until you do that, let me spin the wheel and choose our second book for today. And perhaps this time we can play with numbers. Okay, so bringing to your mind what you need guidance on as we spin. So the book that came for all of us is Think Straight by Darius Farrogs. So let's see. So this is our book. And now let me do some numbers for our game. So I invite you guys to pick a number between 25 to 77. And there is no rush. I will pick a number randomly based on my intuition for those who are new to the space. Okay? So, yeah, choose a number that comes up first to your mind between 25 and 77. Don't be shy. You guys can choose whatever number that comes up to you. Let your intuition guide you. See if there is a message that wants to arrive in your life. So, yeah, there is nothing to lose here. Okay, so we have one. Thank you, Sarah, for choosing a number. Anyone else who wants to pick a number for themselves, for other people in their life, whatever comes up for you. Thank you, Chrissy, for choosing a number. Anyone else before I pick one? I think since the last live, you guys have been quieter. Otherwise, it's like the numbers bombard here on the screen. So, yeah, it is kind of a different experience. Good morning, Mary. Welcome back. You are just in time for our second reading. So, if you feel called, you can choose a number between 25 to 77 to receive the message that you need most right now. Thank you, Jules. Okay, thank you, Mary. So, let's see which number is coming up for me now. Good morning, Lauren. Welcome back. Happy to have you here again. And thank you for giving us your number as well. Okay. Mm. So the number that I am feeling most called to is 67, and the number has been chosen by Sarah for all of us. Thank you, Sarah. And again, like the person who gives me for the first number, that is not the criteria. It's just what I intuitively feel called to, which is 67. So let's see the message that wants to come for us. Hmm. So the message is think about the details even more. So the author says, I overlooked a small detail and it cost me a lot. But the lesson I learned was more valuable than the business I gain. Details are probably the most important thing in business, work, sports, art, and life in general. The devil is in the detail. It's one of my favorite platitudes, but I never followed the advice in the past. The main reason was my impatience. I sorry. I always tried to hurry everything, sending emails, making calls, writing reports, assignments, essays, you name it. I thought that it mattered that I got the work done. But I was wrong because things often seem easy from the outside until you start doing them. This book took me 15 months to write. I spent countless hours researching the topic. Um, I also changed the title 3 times and the subtitle even more than that. So, okay, give me a second. That's more of her story, and then then there is that. So she shared some of her story behind this book. So I'm not reading that, but yeah, thinking about details is nothing more than doing your job. If you are a writer, your job is to write the best book you possibly can. If you are a designer, your job is to create the best design you can. You're not here to write one book and call it quits, or to design one product and retire. If you want to grow financially, spiritually, mentally, you must revisit the details all the time. Never underestimate or overlook details if you want to do a job right. And if you don't, it's better not to do it at all. So, one thing I want to add here is that this advice or whatever this is, this tip suggestion might not apply to those who struggle with perfectionism. Perhaps this might be the message that wanted to come through, especially for you, Sarah, or for someone else here. But you know, for those who have those perfectionistic tendency, that because of which, because they want to do the right work, they want to do things perfectly or in the right manner, it leads to procrastination and delaying. So if that is what you're struggling with, then this is not the suggestion that you need to listen to. Because again, I always say that it's not that everything applies to every individual. It's not that everything apply or every tool applies to every individual. We need to modify them, especially specific to our struggles, our requirements, our goals. So this advice or this suggestion is not for the ones who struggle with perfectionism. You can apply this, but in the later parts. So for those of you who struggle with that, your aim should be to get things done, no matter how imperfectly, no matter how messy. So, the first draft, the first time you do anything, expect that you're going to make mistakes. Expect that this is going to look messy, whatever you are creating, whether it is a blog or whether it is whether it is a video that you're recording, an art that you're creating, whatever it is going to be messy, it is going to be imperfect, it is going to be filled with mistakes and filled with potential to improve. And in that, once you have the first draft, the messy one, once you get the job done, like, okay, you have just blurted everything out on paper or whatever medium you're using, then on, okay. Okay, I didn't saw Prabhat's um number, sorry. But yeah, I consider Lawrence, which is the same as Prabhat. For some reason, okay, I didn't saw that, sorry. And Sarah is saying audio freezing. Okay, is it better now? I don't know what is happening. Is it like the internet connection? Is it still freezing? Is it still freezing? My audio? Okay now. Okay. Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, I'm not just shifting to shifting my internet because I don't know how much more my mobile data would be able to carry this whole life. So I'm still sticking with Wi-Fi until there is like a serious problem. Okay, thank you, Prabhat. Yeah. So what I was saying was that the suggestion that I read, that we need to focus on the details, that is not the primary suggestion for those who struggle with perfectionism. So for them, it's more about getting things done, um, just blurting out everything that wants to come through, not worrying about it being perfect or right, the details being correct. And then once they have done the first draft thing, then they can keep on refining, coming back to the details and enriching, just beautifying their work in whatever manner that it makes sense. But this advice that came up, this suggestion that came up is to focus on the details, might be specifically for Sarah, whose number I chose. Or it may be not. Let me know, Sarah, if this resonated with you or not. And anyone else also, if something came up for you from this reading, if it resonated, you guys can share that in the comments. Pravat says thank you. You're welcome. Okay, okay. Thank you, Sarah, for letting me know that it resonated. Okay, guys. So now let us move on to our third reading, perhaps the final one, given the way in which my Wi Fi or the stuff is working with the audio. So, again, bring to your mind whatever you need guidance on as we spin the wheel. So, the book that came for all of us is Mindfulness on the Go. Discover how to be mindful wherever you are by Anna Black. So, give me a second to open the book. This is the cover page. And now let me choose some numbers. So I invite you guys to pick a number between 38 to 156. Whatever number comes up first for you, share that. I will pick a number randomly based on my intuition so that you receive the message that you need to hear most today. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you, Prabhat. Thank you, Trisha. Anyone else? Okay, then. Let's see. Thank you, Chloe, for sharing a number and welcome. I really like your profile picture. I can see the tiny ones here on my screen, but yeah, it's look pretty. It looks pretty. Okay, so let's see whose number am I feeling most called to? Mm, Okay, so the number that I am feeling most called to is 95, and the number has been chosen by Trisha for all of us. So, first of all, on page number 95, there is this. Okay, there is this beautiful flower. So, like a bunch of sunflowers for you, Trisha. The universe is sending you flowers. And everyone, everyone deserves flowers. So there is this, and then beneath it, there is like a practice. So the practice says random acts of kindness. So the message for you, Trisha, is, and everyone, ooh, that is so beautiful. Trisha says, beautiful, my daughter's favorite flowers. Mm. Maybe you're going to receive flowers, or she is going to receive flowers. Oh, okay. Maybe your random act of kindness can be you can, send her some of these flowers. If that is not growing in your region, then you can send a picture of those flowers for your daughter. Just a suggestion. But yeah, the because the message for you is do a random act of kindness for a stranger or a person you know. It could be as simple as holding a door open for someone struggling with bags, helping someone with a task, giving up your seat on the train. So act without any expectation of a reward. What do you notice? So that is the second question. So when you act in this manner, when you do some random act of kindness, then ask yourself, what do I notice? Because the author says that when we do an act of kindness for someone else, it makes us feel good. Of course, that should not be the motivation for the practice, but it's a nice book. So there's that. And there is something else for you, Trisha. So there's this another picture, I think it's a coffee or tea, whatever you prefer. So maybe a random act of kindness for yourself as well, or it can be for someone else. So something related to flowers and a hot beverage. So that is your hint from the universe. Or you can come up with something of your own. So I hope that you do find something small that you can do to make someone smile today. Or make yourself smile as well. So that was the message for you, Trisha. Okay, guys, and now we do have some time, so we can do another reading. Oh, Sarah is sending a sunflower. Beautiful. Sarah has, taken that initiative for that random act of kindness, definitely. Love that, dear. Okay, guys. So, time for our fourth book today. So, bringing to your mind whatever you need guidance on as we spin the wheel. This book came again. So, the book is Daily Stoic 366 Meditations on Wisdom by Ryan Holiday. So, let's see what this book wants to offer us. So, give me a second to open the book and choose some numbers. And until I do so, if you guys have gained any value from this live up until now, and if you feel like making a contribution to support me in doing this work, then you can make a small donation because every donation goes towards keeping this live, sessions going and to create more free resources for those who need them. So if you feel like supporting that, you can do so. If not, no pressure. So this is our book. And now let me choose some numbers for us. Now, again, the instructions for those who are new is that I'm going to share with you guys two numbers between which I'm going to ask you guys to choose. See what is the first number that pops in your head. Share that in the comments. I will go through all your numbers and pick one that my intuition is feeling called to. Okay? So choose a number between 18 to 386. Here you go. Mhm. Okay. Thank you, Jules. Thank you, Trisha. Thank you, Prabhat. Thank you, Candice, and welcome. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you, Sarah. Anyone else? Okay, then. So, the number that I am feeling most called to is 326 by Lauren. Thank you, Lauren. So let's see what wants to come through 326. Okay, so the message is revenge is a dish best not served. So the quotes, there are two quotes on this page, which is the first one is the best way to avenge yourself is to not be like that. Marcus Aurelius. The second thought is, sorry, the second quote is how much better to heal than seek revenge from injury. Vengeance wastes a lot of time and exposes you to many more injuries than the first that sparked it. Anger always outlasts hurt. Best to take the opposite course. Would anyone think it normal to return a kick to a mule or a bite to a dog? Seneca. I especially like the second, like the last question. That would anyone think it's normal to return a kick to a mule or a bite to a dog? So, focusing on healing rather than taking revenge because anger outlasts the hurt and it brings even more hurt into our life. So, the author says, let's say that someone has treated you rudely. Let's say someone got promoted ahead of you because they took credit for your work or did something dishonest. It's natural to think, oh, that's how the world works. Or one day it will be my turn to be like that. Or most common, I will get them for this. Except these are the worst possible responses to bad behavior. As Marcus and Seneca both wrote, the proper, the proper response, indeed, the best revenge is to exact no revenge at all. If someone treats you rudely and you respond with rudeness, you have not done anything but prove to them that they were just justified in their actions. If you meet other people's dishonesty with dishonesty of your own, guess what? You're proving to them, you're proving them right. Now everyone is a liar. Instead, today, no worries, Lisa. I'm happy to have you for however long, you can stay with us and you can always like catch on the replay. Okay, going back to the reading. So instead, today, let's seek to be better than the things that disappoint or hurt us. Let's try to be the example we would like others to follow. It's awful to be a cheat, to be selfish, to feel the need to inflict pain on our fellow human beings. Meanwhile, living morally and well is quite nice. So it's it's valid if you feel angry when you are a recipient of some form of bad behavior. It's very much valid to feel, that anger because of the injustice that you encountered or because of, your certain need not getting met in a situation. But the thing that the author reminds us is that the way is not revenge. The way is not to let that anger overtake you because that is not going to be a good way in long term, not just morally, but for you. Because when you ask yourself, when you think about getting back to them, like, getting back at them, then think about the kind of person, you would be if you would act in that manner to get back at them, and then asking yourself, do I want to be that kind of person? If that aligns with your values, then go for it. If not, then you need to choose a different way to respond, in which you are perhaps meeting some of your needs in a way that might not be as direct, and and also taking into consideration the long term consequences of that thing, because with anger we are like very impulsive, we get impatient and we act, and then we don't think about the consequences. So the moment when we start to feel angry, we need to ask ourselves that whatever I'm planning to do, whatever I feel like doing, whatever is the impulse to do, like, punching someone or saying something rude, whatever the impulse is, asking yourselves that what are going to be the consequences of this, and do I want to become that kind of person? Do I want to become the person who responds in this way? If not, then choosing a different pathway to that. It might take some effort, it might take some thinking, reflection, discussing with someone else, but then that would be alignment with your best self. And that is how, we are growing. That is a step towards growth. Maybe a difficult step, but the one that is definitely going to take us towards, our evolution, our growth. So, yeah, so that was the message. Let me know, Lauren, if it resonated in some manner, and anyone else also, if it resonated with you in some manner, then you can share that in the comments. And that was our last reading for today, because we are nearing the time. So, yeah, until anyone shares in the comment, let me share two things with you, that in case you guys joined late or you want to check out our meditation that we did on today's quote, which was on people pleasing. So, if you want to check that out, then you can find that by going to my profile on Insight Timer, which is Anisha Maheshwari, and then going to the About section there. And when you scroll down, here you will here you will find this, and here you will find this live, and the episode number is 193. And you will also find all of my lives in one place, and yeah, and all of my offerings here, including the free gifts that I offer. So feel free to check it out and see if there is something that you need right now. And if you just want the summary, like the readings, and if you want instant access to that, what we covered in today's live, then you can also find that in my group on Insight Timer, which is called World of Wisdom. And you can find it when you go to the home page. Okay, and when you scroll all the way down, at the bottom, you will see a group just below the playlist section. And there are like 125 beautiful beings that are a part of this community. So I share the summary of the live within like 5 or 10 minutes of this live ending, because the video get takes like 30 minutes to get uploaded. So yeah, if you just want the summary of the readings, you can find it here along with certain reflections too. And you can check out other my other content, like I've organized all my tracks in these playlist, or you can check out my courses, like I have 7 courses here. So yeah, feel free to go through it and see if there is anything that you need. So I guess that's it for this live. Thank you so very much for being here, for spending your precious time with me. I hope that you received something valuable from this live. You enjoyed the space, and I bow down to the divine within you all. Namaste. May you all be safe. May you all be healthy. May you all be happy. May you all live with ease. And I hope to see you guys day after tomorrow, which is at the same time. That live is not like published yet, but you can, follow me so that you get notified when that next live is uploaded. So yeah. Um you're so welcome, Prabhat. I'm glad that something resonated. Okay guys, so I will see you all day after tomorrow. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Have fun.